So this is how their flood irrigation here in the valley of the Clark's Fork of the Yellowstone. So I'm standing on Mary's property right now. So that down here is Mary's property. This field of corn is just directly east of them. So the river is in this direction. So the general topography of the land is we're kind of in a little bit higher, and we run down to the river, which is why I think this works pretty well in the valley. So anyways, this is this is a water wheel, and I'm not exactly sure what it's for. I got to look it up. Maybe I can find it out. There's some brushes you can see that seem to brush the screen. So I'm not exactly sure what it does, but anyways, so my guess is it's just an indicator to the farmer that the irrigation is taking place. So the irrigation is fed from a ditch that is up here. I'll go show it to you. It's about maybe 100 meters, 150 meters, and it flows in this pipe right here. The culvert comes out, moves this water wheel for whatever reason, so gotta find that out. Goes down into this pipe here. So this is like a little reservoir, and then it goes down in here to the flood irrigation distributor. So the irrigation pipe has these holes in it. It's like weeping towel, and what it does is it flows in here, and then they have these kind of gates along here. I've seen a couple of them, but they pop open these holes, and so then when they want the irrigation to happen, water to flow, it just pops out of that hole and flows down this way, and then literally it just runs all the way down the width of the field. We call this the length. The width is this direction, and so then it irrigates the corn. So down here somewhere they must have the things open, so I will go down there and we'll take a look. All right, so I walked, say, 50 meters or so down the length, and you can see here those caps. They've taken them off, and this section of the pipe is being irrigated. So there's a quad parked down there, which is the farmer's quad, and I suspect that sometime tonight they'll come by, or tomorrow morning or whatever, close these ones and maybe open further ones further down the line. So so here we go. And so just up there you can see there is a valve of some type, a gate valve. It's really giving her right here. My suspicion is that gate valve is closed. So that this is just kind of filled up with water. Let's see. Doesn't really say which way is open, which way is closed. All right, there's the navigator. Yeah, I don't know if it's open or closed. I'm guessing it's closed. So, but anyways, so yeah, we'll walk up to the ditch where it feeds, and you can kind of see that. So this is the irrigation ditch or canal. I guess ditches. Everybody here calls it a ditch. That feeds that field and these fields as well. Although I'm not sure where they set the irrigation for that. I'd have to look a little investigating, but I'm thinking that the takeoff for the water wheel that we just saw, which is for debris, changing debris, I think it's roughly in line with this thing. It's a little dirty. There, that's a little better. With this pipe right here. So Mary's family have a a line that runs to a cistern that is right here. So a few nights ago, the ditch was really low, and Mary's mom thought the intake had been plugged, and Mary actually crawled down in here with the ditch being low, or the water level being low, and was sort of mucking around in there cleaning the ditch. I stayed up above just to make sure she was okay, because she had done it before, and otherwise it would have been me crawling around. So there was probably 3 feet less water. I think it roughly where that little debris there's a pallet there that they're using to kind of block debris from getting into Jan's water. So I think the big intake is roughly around here, and then the Edwards intake is roughly around there. And there was a beaver dam in here last winter that they had to pull out from the spring because the beavers were running this up. And then every once in a while, this trail here, the irrigation, it's like a towpath, but obviously not, because they're not towing anything down this canal, in quotations. This path here is for what they call the ditch riders. So there's a ditch rider that's hired by the water authority or whoever it is, and every once in a while he drives up and down here and checks that the ditch itself is functioning all right. So yeah, this field here, so this field back here is Mary's. Last year I climbed up there and I did a video and took a picture, or took a video of the entire valley here. But I kind of showed some irrigation, and that's about it. There's a pivot system over there, but almost all of this is flood irrigation, which requires no power. So all of this water is being moved from this ditch down through here with just strictly gravity, except for this one. I don't know how I'm not sure, maybe there is a pump for this, but nope, same system. Maybe I'll walk along this to see if there's a pump, but maybe there's enough elevation from the water level in the ditch to down here. Oh yeah, definitely. There's probably a good, like where all this corn starts right here, there's probably maybe half a foot of elevation, which is enough. As long as you got enough, you can flow water if you an elevation difference. So anyways, kind of neat. So this is the cistern that Jen uses to irrigate. So this galvanized pipe connects to a pipe that's underground, which is at the valve where I was telling that Mary had cleaned it out. So then this cistern fills up. The valve's closed right now. So they'll fill up the cistern, and then this pump, which is connected to this power here, there's a ton of mosquitoes here. That's where she does all of her irrigation for her garden and her flower beds and all that. And then that hose goes out and it distributes all over the place to sprinklers. Okay, tons of mosquitoes.